3. Remember the IMAX?
Yeah.
Like the digital. They show it 2, 1, and then they're like the bass drop. Yeah, look at this man, a man of the people. Ricky, 2024.
Y'all gotta stop asking me to run for office. That's not fucking happening. You ain't the only one too as well. But I just want to thank you for being here with me today. I appreciate your time.
How you feeling, man?
Let me bring the camera on real quick. Let me bring the camera on. I'm okay. Just having a good day. You know, nothing crazy happened. Traffic is beautiful. Living in the area has been fantastic. I really can't complain about too much. How's your day been?
Are the birds chirping?
The birds. Oh, I guess they did tell me one thing.
What did they tell you?
Did you see that L that Mike Tomlin and Big Ben just took by the hands of my Washington football team?
Tell us about it.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something right now. All right. The title of this live we're doing right now reads as the Washington FT defeats the overrated Steelers, because the Steelers are what? They are overrated. They are who I thought they were. They playing against nobody decent, nobody good. They had that one game against the Titans, and they almost blew the lead in that one. The same way they blew the lead in this game too as well. See, when you're up 14-0 against the Burgundy and Gold, you think it's it. You think you can leave out, go run a few chores with the family, take the wife out to dinner, whatnot. You think nothing of it. But lo and behold, what I told you last week, Jair, when you have that man Alex Smith playing quarterback for you, he doesn't do too much. But no, he doesn't do. He doesn't turn the goddamn ball over. He makes the right play. He makes the right read. And if you give enough space, what's going to happen? It's going to hurt you. Logan Thomas had an amazing game today. Amazing game. Man, please, look, I'm telling you right now, the people want me to sit here and talk my shit the entire time. But I say this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that about Washington. Washington is 5-7. What is there to talk about? We're still in the thick of a race of an NFC East playoffs. Hopefully, we can win more games to outwin the Giants, as they beat us by they have us right now. They had a tiebreaker since they beat us twice in the season. But besides that, I mean, I'm not surprised with really what happened here. Maybe I'm only a man in America that's not shocked by the results of this game. I have the cigar here. It had to get smoked today. Today was his last day. It's the expiration date. I mean, goddamn, you can take a look at it. I got it peeling off too as well as I speak. Antonio Gibson losing him early, that hurt. Yeah. It took us 2 quarters to struggle through that, because if Antonio Gibson was playing, this game would have been over a lot earlier. Mm-hmm. This game would have been over a lot earlier. Nothing Pittsburgh did scared me. Nothing Pittsburgh does scare me. Their weapons don't scare me. Big Ben doesn't scare me. The defense take too many injuries to really scare me. And I'm speaking as if I'm Patrick Mahomes. You see, because Pittsburgh, you're going to the playoffs, of course. You're probably going to win your first game against, I don't know, maybe some bottom AFC team like the Raiders, or, I don't know, well, not the Raiders, but it'll be a 4-5 at that point. You'll be some mid-level team, whatever. But you got to face Patrick Mahomes at that point. And he's going to tear your ass up for 45. Just like Cam Newton did with the Chargers. You know, Cam Newton didn't tear him up, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. This is bad for the Steelers. This is bad. This is really bad. Because essentially, at this time right now, you have the same record as the Chiefs. And you have to go through that slog of going through the Colts and then going through another team and another team to get to the Chiefs. You're not going to make it. I don't believe in the Steelers. I haven't all season. Who have they played? Who have they beat? Nobody. They went against a good defense with Ron Rivera, a seasoned quarterback, and you saw what happened. That second half, they got dominated. Second half, 20-3. That was the score of the second half. Under 100 yards offense. The receivers can't catch the ball to save their life. They have no run game. And like I said, the defense is getting hurt day by day. So, yeah, the Steelers are exactly who I thought they were. And honestly, I'm mad for Washington letting them off the hook. I think we could have won this game by 2 touchdowns, to be honest. But like I said, Antonio Gibson getting hurt early, it changed a lot of the game plan. It took us 2 quarters to go through that. But when things settle down, we got J.D. McKissick going, I mean, it's what it is. Their linebackers, I mean, they're missing Dupree. They're missing Bush. They had the other guy go out too as well. It is what it is. But, yeah, I don't believe in the Steelers. I don't believe in long-term chances. Mercury Morris right now for 72 Dolphins. Y'all break that old bottle of wine you had saving there since like the 80s. You break that open. You enjoy yourselves. The last undefeated team has fallen. God damn it, they have fallen. That's it. The Burgundy Gold 5-7, but that was to be expected. Nothing surprised me about today. That didn't surprise me. Jair.
This man went full Tony Stark and did a humble brag. Talking about nothing surprises me. Let me talk about the Washington football team. All right, let's talk about this. We said last week on the Thanksgiving special, what did we say? Culture shift. What did we say? Alex Smith, the dependable, the steady hand, right? We said these things.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about Ron Rivera and perseverance, a la Anton Gibson getting hurt in the first quarter. You come up with the schedule shift, mind you, with COVID, that impacts the Washington football team. You got to schedule your whole thing to this Monday afternoon game, which can mess up a lot of players, and players like to do the same thing. They are very formulaic, okay? They like to do the same thing over and over and over. Ask James Harden, all right? And to change that all of a sudden is difficult. It's difficult to be like, no, we have to shift to the left with our wake up call. We have to practice at this time now. Our quarterback meeting room is no longer at 6, it's at 9. Those things with players that are habits, it's tough. It's tough to flex. They don't like that. They hate it. They fucking hate it, Ricky. Players are natures of habit. And here, you have the Washington football team who had no business winning this game, that had no business playing in this game. They were, what, 4-7?
That's blasphemy. I don't give a damn what our record was. I had no business playing this game. Yeah,
going against an 11-0 football team.
They played nobody.
And you beat their ass. You know what that says?
This says Ron Rivera is a hell of a coach. Coach of the year, if you ask me.
Ron Rivera is a hell of a coach. It says culture shit. You said there's nothing to celebrate. There's plenty to celebrate. Because everything that's happening this year is, quite frankly, just lanyard, we like to say down here in New Orleans. It's a little extra. It's the whipped cream. It's the cherry on top. Now we're building for next year and the year after. Well, guess what? Y'all might win the damn fucking division this year. Guess what? Y'all might play a 5-seed Tom Brady team with a bad old line that plays right well into your strengths. All right? You might play the spoiler role. You might be the team in March Madness that fucks it up for a whole other squad. You might get a coach fired. That's what you might do. Shout out to the Washington football team.
Look, I'm not really here to talk about Washington football team tonight, to be honest with you. I'm not here to do that. You thought I was. You were mistaken. Because the reason why is that I'm not surprised with what happened. Washington put pressure on them all night. Honestly, the Steelers they had one good drive. We got them a touchdown. That was a decent drive. They punched it in. And then they had one big play that led to a touchdown. Outside of that, they didn't get shit. They didn't do anything. They did nothing. Their whole thing is throw the ball short, get the ball out of Roethlisberger's hands. That's why Roethlisberger never gets sacked. Because he's not waiting for these plays to develop. I mean, it's probably due to scheme. Roethlisberger's older. I get all that. But when the secondary is good and the pressure comes up front and your wide receivers can't catch too as well, you mix all that together, then guess what you have? You have an above-average football team that found a way to go to 11-0. Last week, Jair, what did you see with the Pittsburgh Steelers? I watched Robert Griffin, the ghost of Robert Griffin III, and Trace McSorley, who never threw an NFL pass, almost win on the road at Pittsburgh. So tonight, with Washington's offense, which is sneaky good, and a defense which is here to stay, with Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio and them boys coaching them up, calling plays, what'd you expect? Was anybody surprised with what happened? If you were surprised with what happened, you haven't been watching football long enough. That's what I say. I wasn't surprised at all. Nothing shocked me. Tomorrow, you'll watch the media, mainstream sports media, talk about, oh, I never saw it coming. Oh, Washington, I didn't think it was possible. We all had Pittsburgh. Then they're going to start. Then you know what's going to happen next? They're going to start questioning Pittsburgh from there. Not me. The only time I actually cheered on Pittsburgh, and I'll call myself out, was on a podcast with a bunch of Chiefs fans. And that's why I said, hey, I don't know. That secondary could do some wonders. Now, this is what I will say about Pittsburgh. They were at a disadvantage this entire game. They literally just played a football game on Wednesday. high contact against their hated rival, the Baltimore Ravens. And they're going to turn around and catch a W against another hard-hitting contact team led by two defensive coaches. It just wasn't happening. I didn't see it being feasible. I didn't see Washington I didn't see. I'll put it like this: if Washington wasn't going to blow it at all, I never saw that happening. If they were going to lose, it was going to be in the fourth quarter. But what happened when the fourth quarter came? They found a way to win. Alex Smith, J.D. McKissick, Logan Thomas. They took out Terry McLaurin, Cam Sims. They forgot about the rest of our guys. Antonio Gibson, get healthy. Think he has turf toe. I got to still look into that. But like I said, with the steady hand of Alex Smith, I'm not worried about the results. Because I know at the end, the results are going to be in our favor.
It is our 32. Steelers short week. Washington on the mini bye playing the Thanksgiving Thursday game. You got extra days of rest, while the Steelers did get less on a short, abbreviated short week. It's worth noting that stuff matters.
It does.
It's the reason why.
It does.
It's the reason why Andy Reid is like undefeated his last 11 weeks coming off a bye week. Something ridiculous like that. There's a reason for it. All right, but let's listen to the Steelers. Here's their schedule: Giants, Broncos, Texans, Eagles, Browns. I'll give them that. Browns playing good this year. All right. We'll get to you, Baker, here in just a minute. Titans. Ravens. Bengals. Jaguars. Ravens. And an L to the Washington football team.
Who do they play against? I got me sound like a guy named Al out here on this podcast. Who have they played against? Nobody.
You love that. I always think back to Wolf of Wall Street. Who? Then nobody, and it's about. And look, you can only play the schedule in front of you. So we were celebrating your 11-0. However, we weren't questioning the 11-0. We were questioning how is that going to look into the playoffs? How is that going to translate when you got to go against Patrick Mahomes? How's that going to translate when you have to go and play Team X? Shit, the Colts, whatever. All right, the Bills, who quite frankly, I'm more impressed with the Bills than I have been with the Steelers.
Ooh, I got a scenario for you. What if
Old joke laugh. He on one today.
Hey, what if the Chiefs they get the number 1 seed, okay? Which I think they will. What if the Patriots find a way to get into the playoffs? All right, that's a 7 seed, and they're playing against a number 2 seed Steelers. And if the Washington football team can make that Steelers offense look pedestrian, imagine what BB could do. Now, I've been very critical of BB when it comes to things he has to do to win. But I'm not critical of his acumen when it comes to football. Imagine things he can do to confuse, the pressure, to get the W on the road in Pittsburgh. Because the road is not really the road anymore. It's just games at the neutral field site. That's all it is. There's no home crowd. There's no home crowd.
Right. Heinz Field is a great home field. It's one of the more. You think Kansas City, Green Bay, Seattle. We forget Heinz Field. Heinz Field's a very tough place to play. But if there's no fans there, also your towels don't make noise. That kind of always upsets me. But anyway, it's not baseball. Like you're waving your towels. What's that? I can't hear any. Anyway. It's worth noting. It is worth noting the Steelers do have the tiebreaker against the Chiefs right now because the Chiefs lost to an AFC team in the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, but
it's just worth noting that right now.
It is. That's true. That's true. But what is the rest of the Steelers record? Let's talk about that. I'm highly curious. I know they have more division games, but that. Oh, god damn it, my phone's
Bills.
Okay.
Bengals. Colts. Browns.
So, Bills, Colts, Browns.
Minimum.
Yeah, they got to. They got to drop one. They have to. Colts, Browns. I don't see Baker Mayfield defeating Mike Tomlin. I just don't see that happening.
Well, it's Nick, can you see Nick Chubb beating that Steelers defense?
Their run game is very strong. I would say that.
Their run game is historically great right now. Historically.
That's why we switched up to the quick pass with J.D. McKissick.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
and also you brought that up, the quick passes. Big Ben looks old. He looks slow. Big Ben has always been at his best as an improv quarterback. When the play breaks down, he kind of did that Steve McNair, David Garrard kind of thing.
Right.
Extend the play with their physicality.
David Garrard. Damn, you reached back for that one.
David Garrard was a good quarterback.
David Garrard was an okay quarterback for a couple years in Jacksonville. Let's not call him the second coming of Steve Young. All right.
He was good. No, he's not. I didn't say that. Wait a minute. I was just talking about style of play. All right. I didn't talk about quality of play.
Okay.
Style.
All right. Nice.
All right. Steve McNair, David Garrard, physical, big, can extend the play with the physicality, shake off a would-be sack, and throw the ball down the field.
Thad Lewis gonna be next on your list, huh?
Who's that?
Thad Lewis. He gonna be next on your list.
But Ben is old. He doesn't have that anymore. And these short passes, they look anemic and they look formulaic. And it doesn't, quite frankly, it doesn't look like the Drew Brees Saints offense, which is creative in the way they create separation. They use Kamara in the back. The Steelers it's more Phillip Riversy. All right? It looks slow and old and boring, quite frankly.
I like the young guns they have on their team. I'm a huge fan of their. Yeah, I am. But the fact is that they can't catch. Ebron dropped passes. I mean, everybody was dropping passes out there. And he had small hands. He have the vision for the game. He has his bad feet. The thing is that and the crazy thing about all this too is that the decision making of Mike Tomlin, which from time to time I have questioned from the years.
Oh, please.
I would just keep that tonight for now.
Okay.
Before I go into a deep dive, unless you want to add more to that. But fourth and one, you're in field goal position. You just choose not to kick it. And then the play ends up turning to a deep pass to the rookie running back, Anthony McFarland. Shout out to my guy from Maryland, too, by the way. Dude was fantastic in college. But that's not ideal. But that's because also that Washington pressure. Like, even though we need to sack Big Ben, and Big Ben hasn't been sacked at this time right now of this podcast, he hasn't been sacked in 20 quarters, 18 to 20 quarters. Amazing. It's also due to scheme, not letting Big Ben get hit. What's that?
It's too long because it's not for that number to exist. That has to be a byproduct of the scheme.
The quick passes.
And that's not a good stat. That's not a good stat because of the larger picture that it entails.
Of having been sacked.
Yeah, because it's showing quick, short, to a T. Like you want some explosive play down the field.
The Steelers are not explosive.
No, they're not.
I mean, against Jacksonville, sure. Yeah, you can be explosive all you want to. Yeah, but when you play against a decent defense like you did tonight in the Washington football team, you see what you get. What, maybe like 100 yards in the second half? That was it? That's all you got? Overrated. And rest in peace to Dennis Green. But the Steelers are who we thought they were. And God damn it, I'm so glad that we did not let them off the hook.
Well, they still are probably the second best team in the AFC, right? Like, how far are we degraded? To me, that was I didn't think they were the best team. The Chiefs are just a juggernaut. I mean, they're fucking. I mean, they keep me up at night.
I have no idea what the second best team in the AFC is anymore.
It's kind of open.
I just look at it as the Chiefs, and then you have the field. That's the only way I look at it. I don't care what that team in red that plays in Kansas City is the team to beat. Anyone else is just here. You're just playing football at this point.
I agree.
The Browns have problems. The Titans have problems. The Colts have problems. The Raiders have problems. Everybody has their own issues.
The Bills?
The Bills have problems. The Steelers tonight. We see for the past couple weeks they've had issues. They just didn't get so lucky tonight. You want to talk more about around the NFL? I'm done with this game. I'm done. Just like I'm done with the cigar, but I'm going to keep smoking it anyway.
I'm done.
This was fun.
I'm sure it is.
we should do more victory podcasts when the Burgundy and Gold finds a way to get their W. As they should have. As they should.
Yeah, NFC East champion.
Well, it depends on the Giants. They actually controlled everything, but tonight was a huge stepping stone in a way because the Giants, they went up north and they upset the Seahawks. Oh, I'm not done. And with Washington winning tonight, look, enough of the jokes, enough of the goddamn memes. I've had enough of it. Put some respect on the NFC East. All right?
No, we're doing
No, we're doing that tonight. We're going up north, up
No,
to
we're
the
not.
northwest. We're going to the northwest, and we're defeating your the best you have out there. They're the only undefeated team in the league. 11 have tried, 11 have failed. Here comes the Burgundy and Gold rolling in, and guess what? We hanging that L. Nah, put some respect on MC East. Yeah, our records ain't the greatest, but guess what? You play against us as a battle. And Sunday and today, I've seen two top teams who've been championed all across social media, all in the mainstream. Hold that L. And if you're going to hold that L with them, Jair, we can make that happen too as well.
Well, what's the problem with social media crowning teams? I mean, we are who they thought they were.
Oh, so now you're Dennis Green.
I have no problem with that quote. I love that quote.
Okay.
Rest
All
in
right.
peace.
What happens to let's talk about both teams real quick. What happens to the Steelers? What's the farthest they get in the playoffs?
AFC Championship. They have a. You think you would like to think that if they have a formula to beat the Chiefs. Really play I don't think you can win against the Chiefs with a very good conservative defense. That's just not gonna work, right? You need an aggressive. You're gonna give up plays, so you need to have a defense that also makes plays. All right, the Steelers have that, right? They're gonna give up the big play, but they time and time again create turnovers. You would like to think that Big Ben in the playoffs, with maybe a little bit extra rest in that O-line, that they could get it done. Realistically, AFC Championship, they lose to the Chiefs. That's the most realistic.
They lose big to the Chiefs too as well. I'm not a fan of their prospects in the playoffs. God damn it, who they're playing against, they could lose round 2 if they get the number 1 seed. They could lose round 1, depending if it's the right team.
But at the same time, there's no one 3 seed or lower that I think is head and shoulders above Pittsburgh. So
I mean, neither they thought Washington was head and shoulders above Pittsburgh, but yet here we are, my friend.
here we are. And that's the beauty of the NFL.
As far as Washington, as far as they get, it really depends on the Giants, and actually, it really depends on the hamstring of Daniel Jacobs, Danny Dimes. Can he come back healthy? Because he comes back healthy, they can. I mean, who knows? The Giants maybe able to run the table, 8-8, 9-7. Washington may have another loss in them. Who knows? But both teams are 5-7. The Giants have the tie because they have the head-to-head, but it takes one loss and one win for all that to change completely on both sides.
Plenty of football left.
So much football left. 4 more weeks, my man, and you and me will be here on the front lines for it.
Mm-hmm. That's right. We'll see what happens. Plenty of football left. But quietly, Seattle, last 4 weeks has every week gone slightly down. Very quietly.
Also, if we're talking about that real quick, Russell Wilson's been very Carson. He's been the ghost of Carson Wentz has possessed Russell Wilson, and he's leading the league in turnovers. This is like what, week 7? I want to say.
Mm-hmm. I believe that. Yeah, ever since he got the trademark. I don't think that's why, but the reality is the Seahawks have not been playing up to par. It is what it is. They have great highlights though.
Oh, they got all the highlights and whatnot. Yeah, they look real great for social media. While they're losing to the 4-7 Giants with the backup quarterback, Colt McCoy.
People love sexy. They love splashy. Sometimes they forget what wins games.
Yeah, call your boy Bruce Arians.
I tried.
He didn't pick up, obviously.
He didn't pick up. Too busy golfing with his hat.
All right.
The putter's taking too long. Bitching about it. You know it.
I know it. You know it to be true. Search your feelings. All right, baby. Let's go and get out of here. Hail to the football team.